What's up, nuclear family gang? Today, I saw some very interesting videos by Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd on the ABC Action News YouTube channel. I got so into the video, I had to record it on my TV, post it on my Twitter, and now I'm making a YouTube video on it. There's a couple of titles here that I want to just like go over, which is Operation Naughty, Not Nice. 103 arrested for human trafficking in Polk County. And 154 suspects arrested in Polk's Operation No Spring Fling. So I want to start it off with this one over here, December 3rd, 2018. And let's see. Yeah, let's just start it here.
And can arrest him. So if you can help us do that, we would appreciate it. And for those in the community, if you know old William, remember there's Crime Stoppers, 1-800-226-TIPS. All you have to do is tell us where to find this rascal. You don't have to get involved, you don't have to testify, and we'll give you a lot of green cash.
You hear that? You hear that? Crime Stoppers, a lot of green cash. Last I heard, I was driving, right? Was driving up the highway. There's a couple people behind me with some dreads, you know what I'm talking about. And phone call at this time. If you could hear this on the phone calling 911. Hello, could I get a welfare check on one of my friends? It seemed like she was in danger. My phone number is. My name is Philippe. It's a hotel. No. Sorry. I'm sorry if you misheard it or I missaid it, mispronounced. She needs a ride. I said I could drive you up there because I'm gonna go to the protest at DC on the 6th. So you'd have to wait at my house a couple days. I said, if you would do the report yourself, they could probably get you a ride, shelter, food, services. Don't know why her mugshots are not showing up. I could pass by and give you guys screenshots or something. When did this happen? 30 minutes? Yeah. As soon as I got off the phone, I was. Okay, so edit. I got a phone call. And you can't make this up, folks. You can't make this up. You know, one of my prostitute friends, she calls me on the phone and says, I need you to drive me back to Gainesville. This is like the 4th time, and I've mentioned this on my channel. I mentioned this on my Twitch streams. This would have been the 4th time if I would have taken her up to Gainesville, back to her mother's house so she could stop being a prostitute. And you know, it was working for some time. She said she was working at McDonald's, all this other stuff. And I don't know why I had to itch my eye. Ugh. Okay, so you can't make this up, folks. You can't make this up, folks. I just got a phone call from one of my prostitute friends where she was crying on the phone, asking for help for me to take her back up to Gainesville for like the 4th time to drive her up to her mom so she could stop being a prostitute. I think my video keeps glitching, so I have to look at it and see the edit, and hopefully everything captures. But yeah, 5150, hope she gets some help, and let's continue with this video.
And we'll give you a lot of green cash.
I don't know how many times I had to start and stop this video, but I guess I'll just leave that personal story for a whole nother video. So let's continue.
Just in time for Christmas, so you can buy your favorite friends Christmas presents. We put a sexual predator, a child sexual predator, in prison. And then there's Anthony Camacho. He's 23. His birthday's on December the 10th. We'll give a shout out to him. Happy birthday. Our treat to him is the county jail, and that's where he is today. He's charged with human trafficking, a first-degree felony. That is a 30-year possible sentence. He was also charged with possession of marijuana. And here's what he did. He brought a 17-year-old child to the operation to prostitute her. And he had taken her to other locations to prostitute her as well.
Sounds familiar, my G. Sounds very, 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 very familiar. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd, please arrest my ex's pimps. Thank you, Nuclear Family Gang. Go.
She was a runaway from Virginia. So we have recovered her.
That's a trip, Virginia.
And we are making sure that she gets services because we absolutely know she's a victim of human trafficking. If we didn't do anything else in this operation but arrest the one child sexual predator, get a warrant for the second one, and save this young lady who's 17 from this human trafficker, it would have been a total success. If we
Yeah, maybe we should stop calling them pimps and just start calling them human traffickers, because there is no difference, as the lead lady here from One More Child will explain.
Not arrested the other 100 and just got these 3, that would have been a successful operation. We're excited. She referred to him, our victim of human trafficking.
Let's rewind this, because this is the part that really irked me.
And just got these 3, that would have been a successful operation. We're excited. She referred to him, our victim of human trafficking, referred to Anthony as King. Well,
now, Grady has a great pun right after this, but look at this. You have a 17-year-old brainwashed victim of human trafficking, right? Calling this man on the screen right here. Let me blow it up a little bit. Let me put up. Yeah, get that. See that face right there? You see that face? This dude being called a king. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. We need firing squads.
We threw a bunch of aces on old King, and now he's in the county jail. And we're
threw a bunch of aces at this king, like, oh, your criminal activity is no match for the justice system and God. Yes, Christ.
We're going to do our best to send him to state prison. He's got a violent criminal history to include kidnapping and attempted murder arrest. This is a bad man. And he was prostituting and trafficking a child. And I can tell you that we're going to do our very best for him to go to prison to protect other children from him. And my colleagues here are going to do our best to rescue this 17-year-old. And when she goes back to Virginia, then they will hand her off to social services and support there. They're not a suspect, but in fact they are a victim of human trafficking. Before we take any questions, if you have any.
I like how that intermission went. I just went to go get some Coca-Cola and now I forgot what he said. Hold up.
Process, we can take away all evidence of them ever being arrested, because in fact at that time they're not a suspect, but in fact.
Yeah, he was elaborating on if you're getting criminal charges from XYZ, they'll drop it. They'll drop it if you are legitimately a victim of trafficking.
Like they are a victim of human trafficking.
And they got services for people who do continue terrible lifestyle. So you might get charged, but you'll still get services. Polk County, not give up on you.
Before we take any questions, if you have any, I want to introduce you to Krista Hicks, who's going to speak to you for just a minute about One More Child and their work on behalf of this team. Krista?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm Krista Hicks, Executive Director with One More Child Anti-Trafficking. And One More Child is extremely grateful to be invited to participate in this operation with Polk County Sheriff's Office. I'm here with some of our team members from the Open Doors Outreach Network. And we work tirelessly between our Open Doors Outreach Network services and our Safe Home for Minor Girls. We work day in and day out to provide services to the women and children and young adults and teenagers who've been victimized this horrendous way. We are grateful. We know that there's a lot of work to be done, but to be able to be there and participate and offer the services that are available to work to stop the process and the cycle that is so common to sexually exploited persons. Being a trafficking victim myself and knowing what it's like to go in and out of the cycles that are so common to us, to be able to sit in that room where the investigation is happening and then afterwards where the holding and talk with the women and a couple of younger people and share with them that there is hope, there is a way out. And even more beautifully, I was personally able to witness some law enforcement officers stepping into those conversations, and I saw the just sincerity in their eyes. I saw the care, and when they spoke, they weren't speaking happy that they were criminalizing women that we can guess are coming out of a lot of childhood problems, and many of them having been sexually exploited and trafficked before this. You saw that they actually want to see this process stop. They wanted to see services offered, and I left knowing that we're part of a great community. I left knowing that we all have a lot of work to do, but this partnership together makes it possible. This partnership together helps.
Because my detectives, who are simply the very best, are already
Polk County Sheriff, Polk County, Florida, the ICAC team, simply the very best.
planning our next operation, and we'll put you in jail before quick.
That was my next question. I mean, you guys have done something like this several times. It gets a lot of coverage. Are you ever surprised that just despite all of that, it just people keep coming here and doing this?
Well, you know, it's not.
Now hold up. I think this is the part where he talks about only being able to capture like 2 or 3. Now they can capture hundreds. Yo, cybersecurity is the best reporting field there is.
Not an original quote, but I can remember the statements made that there's a fool born every day. Well, there's a fool that comes to Polk County just eager to go to the county jail. We call it Grady Town, and there's room
Bartow's bed and breakfast
at Grady Town for all of the criminals that want to show up, and my detectives are just waiting to investigate you and arrest you. So, I mean, I appreciate this, but here's the bottom line. This is
that statement he just pulled up.
without a doubt one of the lowest crime counties in the state, and certainly the state's one of the lowest crime states in the nation. So if you want to go to jail, just show up at our next operations. I mean, they all got to go to jail before they heard jingle bells this year. And it's my...
Yo. You know what? Hold up. Sheriff Grady Judd likes to bash on marijuana, which I agree. Okay, I agree, but I think we could strike some middle ground here with Sheriff Grady Judd. And that is, yeah, I think the carbon monoxide and the smoking and actually it being the flower, illegal, unregulated, it's much stronger, it's much more potent. But Delta 8 by itself, which is derived from hemp and is now a federally legal accessible hemp product, which does get you high, but not to the absurd levels of what's on the street. I think we could strike some middle ground there, Sheriff Grady Judd. Yeah, and also the factor of it being illegal and, you know, people doing illegal things surrounded by more illegal things. It's just a mess. So yes, those low-level crimes turn into a complete disaster. I think potentially marijuana should be federally legal on a medical level, but no recreational access. I think it has uses for medical purposes, but once it gets out onto the streets, it is not a good idea.
My Christmas present to all of them. Merry Christmas. If you stay long enough with us, we'll give you pressed turkey on Christmas Day, and the choice is yours. Either behave or come to the county jail, or listen to your colleagues and stay out of Polk County.
Can you elaborate on the social, you said social media, like what kind of apps are they using? What should parents
All right, this is the part where he talks about it.
be looking out for?
Sure. Obviously, I don't want to market for the social apps, but whenever Backpage went away, and the FBI did a wonderful.
Oh, no, maybe I'm thinking of the other video, or he'll mention it before. But before we move on to the next video, maybe I want to capture one more child here. Lead speaker. What statement she has to say?
Lengthy amount of time to assess for that. It's very difficult to assess for human trafficking in that moment. We often, as survivors, have grown up in this life where we have.
Oh, super important speech, I think she gives here. And this is where the part where she mentioned there's no differentiation between the word pimp and human trafficker. Phone call.
Do you know if she has any family or anything down here?
Oh. Yeah, of course.
Narcotic uses or anything. So, yeah, we just missed. You could try give her, calling her back if you hear from her. Get in contact with the agency.
I'm gonna just text her. I'm gonna just text her. Oh, miss. Oh. Here you go.
Yeah. And if she tells me where she's at or where she's going. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you hear from her.
I got it. So I guess
All right, so,
as far as
yeah,
we
if you
go,
hear from her,
just
she gives you call us back so we can make sure she's all right.
had to talk to dispatch.
Many trauma bonded relationships, and it takes a lengthy amount of time to assess for that. We, as our team, got to sit with many of the women, and under the age of 18, it's trafficking, that hands down. Over the age of 18, and sitting with many of the women, our team saw many red flags. In that moment, they're not going to come clean with everything, but they discussed things with us, like growing up in the life and having mothers who also had traffickers over them, and having been on the street.
Mothers who have had traffickers over them. Just saying. It happens. It's a real thing. Putting it into words is pretty difficult, and I think the lady speaker at One More Child, very good at explaining it.
Streets and seen the cycle. And so I know myself, in the night I participated in the team, it was woman after woman that we knew, yes, she's here as an adult and being charged with prostitution. But like Sheriff Judd very compassionately said, they want to know, is there more to this? And our team, we will continue.
Yes, investigating, looking at everything, backgrounds, history. Yes.
Continue working with Polk County Sheriff's Office to assess that and to get better and better at assessing it as quick as possible, so that there's less of the cycle as they are charged. We would love all to avoid that.
Sure. What's the difference between human trafficking and being a pimp? Is that the same thing now?
You want to?
Finally, I think I've mentioned this before, like 13 pauses.
Absolutely, sure. Thank you. Thank you.
I brought the subject matter expert.
That's awesome.
I can give you the textbook answer, but
and there's not much of a difference now to girls in the United States, domestic victims of sex trafficking who've grown up on the streets, and we've seen and pimps our whole life. The terms in their world, they want it to be separated, because like myself, I was 20 years out before I saw that boyfriend has a trafficker. It takes a lot, and so you will hear trafficking victims not self-identify, and they will say, no, he's my pimp, or even he's my boyfriend.
He's my boyfriend. I don't know, just a bunch of signs, red flags. Really miss him every time.
But what we know by the federal definition is that when force, fraud, or coercion are present, which they are a lot of the time, then he can call himself whatever he wants. He's a human sex trafficker by the federal definition in the United States of America, and needs to be criminally charged the most severe way possible.
Sell women for sex, you get arrested. Let's go. Piss down.
There wasn't that much.
OnlyFans should be shut down. Shut it down. There are legit adults on OnlyFans, right? Making YouTube videos like this, talking into a microphone, stating to young women that are under the age of 18, not age restricted videos, okay, with their referral link in order for these 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I mean, I don't know if they're going to take that long to reach the age of 18. I mean, they're probably targeting the ones that are just there to sign up under their referral link. Or actually, if they could get around that, because Pornhub just got taken down because there's no way to verify. There's no federal licensing system like I've suggested on my channel there should be. And they make money. It's like a pyramid scheme for prostitutes on and pimps or human traffickers for OnlyFans. It is what it is. It is what it is. There's a referral link. These people are grooming children to signing up under their referral link and making money off of prostitution, pornographic images. That is prostitution. That is selling sexual services. Damn. I know too much. Too much. Actually, no. We don't know enough. And this needs to be the #1 topic in the world. So.
Much more eloquent than me.
You would have done awesome.
Anything else? Thank y'all for being with us today, and stay tuned. There'll be Naughty Not Nice #3. See y'all later. Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year's. All right, so we're going to go to 154 suspects arrested in Polk operations No Spring Fling, because it is Nuclear Family King, and that's why I make those hand gestures. We're trying to replace this freaking culture, man. This culture is abominable. Abominable.
It appreciates our partnership with the
Unfortunately, there's only audio coming from the left side of me.
Polk County Sheriff's Office and the other law enforcement agencies. So thank you.
Our community cares about stopping the buying and selling of sex. It's unacceptable, and
Our community cares about the stopping of buying and selling of sex. That is my whole description in my YouTube that I've had there for roughly around 6-7 months. Yeah. Very inspired by other conservative content creators. And let's keep it going, because this part was so good I had to post it on my Twitter.
you heard already that men and predators are driving to buy sex from what they think is a child. We have to come together as a community to stop this. Polk County Sheriff's Office inviting us to participate in this sting is one of the many examples of how much they care. Together, we're both passionate about stopping sex trafficking. We're passionate about building communities where children and teenagers can grow up and not have to worry about being vulnerable, that there are people out there wanting to buy them and people out there wanting to sell them. This operation speaks
That is called sex trafficking.
to how much we all say this is unacceptable. It's a
And human trafficking. Organs, hair, labor, etc.
tragic injustice. It's a generational problem often. You know, the adult women, many of them have been victimized when they were younger. We got to come into contact with teenagers who do not even know the people out there trying to buy them. They are vulnerable and they need help. They need our services. And